we're going to talk about four main things. We're going to talk about what do you do when you find a live one, actually somebody who wants to join and is interested in the business, because it's all very well doing all this work to try and find someone who might be interested, but when we find one, we can actually just about fall off our chair and suddenly think, oh my goodness, now what do I do? So then we're going to talk about why interviewing, the traditional interviewing, doesn't really work, and that just signing people up is not good enough. So I want to talk a little bit about that and give you some different ideas for that. And I want to talk about a simple 4-step process that will help you to introduce people to your team that are going to be excited and ready to work, people that are going to just want to get going. And we'll talk a little bit at the end about how to support your brand new people so that they want to stay. We're not going to talk about how to train new people, how to do all of that training with them, but we will talk about just how to make them feel welcome and get them started really well. So this is going to wrap up the recruiting process that we've been talking about over the last 5 weeks, and should get you to the stage where you can confidently bring people on board into your team. Now, it's all very well looking for these VIPs and giving out business packs and following them up, but when someone's interested, as I mentioned, you can get a bit of a fright and you can think, oh my goodness, what on earth am I going to do? Now, one of the things that happens is that finding new people is very exciting. And because you can be so excited that you found somebody, it's very easy to put them off almost immediately. It's like turning a tap off. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that you shouldn't talk too much. If you start talking too much, you're going to pretty much overload them and talk them out of it. And it's probably, in fact, I'd almost say it is the most common mistake there is when it comes to recruiting. If you don't know how to do an interview, ask your manager to do it for you, but make sure that you are there when she does the interview. She knows how to answer the questions, and because clearly she is a manager and you can't become a manager without recruiting. So when you have someone that's really keen and wants to know all about it, rather than telling them the A to Z of the company and back again and round the moon and back, all you have to say is, I'm still quite new, I don't have all the information that you need, can I get someone who knows how to better answer your questions to give you a call? That's all you have to do. Now, make sure you get onto it very, very fast. It's really important that your manager's got permission to call this lady. There's nothing worse than getting a phone call out of the blue from someone that you've never heard of and never met, who says to you, look, I'm just calling because you went to a party, an XYZ party last night, and Mary was the consultant there. She's in my team. She told me that she was really impressed with you and that you'd make a fantastic consultant. So I've just called to see if you want to know a little bit more about that. I do know that some companies do this. This is actually the way that they train people to do things. And if that's the case, then that's what you want to do, fine. But make sure that you're comfortable doing it. If that is what you want to do. But it's really my belief that if the consultant couldn't be bothered talking to me and asking me if I was interested, she shouldn't be recruiting at all. If she didn't speak to me at all, but she went and told someone else to call me, she shouldn't be recruiting. So when I received this phone call, I was actually quite offended and certainly didn't join. I didn't have a party with her again either, because I found out that she'd called one of my friends, and that was really embarrassing. So I made a point of never making a phone call for anyone in my team without knowing that the person I was calling knew that I was going to call, why I was calling, and was happy for me to call. So it's really important that the person who's trying to do the recruiting can at least do that.